hearing from doctors like there's nothing wrong with you, or oh, it's this, like take this medication, and not like having any sort of answers or things that like really made any difference in my life. And so when I met Jen, shared my health journey with her. She will get into talking about like her background, but it's so incredibly similar to the things that I've experienced in my life. Like our stories and our paths in life like really like cross over in a lot of ways. And she just shared some like really great knowledge with me on like improving your health through just like whole foods and whole food concentrates. And well, yeah, Jen, do you want to tell a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so my name's Jen, and I'm super excited that you are here tonight and have joined us to learn how you can make one simple change and make a huge difference in your health. So I'm super pumped to share this info and just like how it really helped open my eyes to like what it means to be healthy. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see some slides that I have. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Awesome. So Heather and I talk about this all the time, but like how important it is to like take care of ourselves. And I feel like healthy used to be simple. It used to be, you know, eating fruits and vegetables from your grandma's garden, and kids played outside in the dirt until it was dark, and we drank water, you know, and then we went to sleep because we were exhausted from the day. And today it just like looks really different, or we eat fast food because we're on the go all the time, and we're drinking energy drinks and coffee to sustain our energy throughout the day. And it just looks really different, and because we can't get through our day without things. So just talking about how we take care of ourselves, I think like these are the core 4 things that are super important in taking care of ourselves is like eating real food. So things that aren't in like packages and boxes, you know, like moving our bodies, drinking enough water, and like getting enough sleep and exercise are all part of that kind of daily regimen. And it's so crazy that 75% of all chronic diseases are preventable through good nutrition. So to me, that's just like a startling fact. And there's 2 trends that are going on in the world today. Environmental toxins are increasing while our food quality is decreasing. So that is linked to this perfect storm of oxidative stress in our body. So I love talking about this because this made so much sense to me. So oxidative stress is like, think of like biological like resting in our body, but things that can cause that are like smoking and like exercising too much, or stress, or medications, or even just flying in an airplane, or having a baby, being pregnant. So there's this link between oxidative stress and disease. And so wrinkles are an example of oxidative stress. We all want to avoid that, right? So I love this illustration of that apple. So when we cut an apple in half and we leave it out, what happens? It starts to turn brown. So that's oxidation. But if you put lemon juice on that apple, which is an antioxidant, it slows down that aging process. So just like that lemon helps to lessen that oxidative stress, we need antioxidants, which is fruits and vegetables, in our bodies to help like be the best defense against that and to protect us from those diseases. So I love this quote that the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you. It's that they're so good for you that they could change your life. So I love this slide, and I wanted to get into the difference between like vitamins and fruits and vegetables and the difference. So most people aren't eating the recommended 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. So vitamins, what?
I said, I know I'm definitely not. I'm getting better.
I'm not even close.
Right, just got time for that. So like, yeah, okay. So the difference between whole food vitamins. So vitamins have about 35 to 50 isolated ingredients, whereas like an apple has 10,000 phytonutrients in it, which you just can't mimic in a lab. You can't mimic Mother Nature. So each fruit and vegetable has this many ingredients in it. And so there's just really not a comparison to be made. Like vitamins can barely like scratch the surface of this. And so science has told us over and over that it's better to get our nutrients from that whole food source rather than a vitamin that's made in a lab. And with that being said, so much of the produce today has lost up to 40% of the nutrients because they pick it when it's green and it ripens on the way to the grocery store. So even when the people are buying, and trying to get those 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, we're missing out because they don't have the same nutritional punch and potency that they did back in the day. I heard a statistic that was like 5 bowls of spinach is equal to 50 bowls of spinach today, just because the soil is depleted and we're not getting the same nutrients, even if we are eating really healthy and we're eating all those fruits and vegetables. So I talked a little bit earlier that like 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day is what, the FDA recommends, the size of like your fist. And if you're an athlete, then you need 16 to 18 servings. And if you're chronically ill, so like are on any medications, or like I know I struggle with like seasonal allergies and digestion stuff, like that's considered chronically ill. And so I'm supposed to have 20 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Like, yeah, right. So I'm super thankful that I learned about a simple way to add fruits and vegetables into my diet every day. So I'll just share my story really quickly. I first heard about this from my naturopath doctor, and I came in there because I was having all these health issues, and for years doctors couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. But when she told me about it, I was like, I eat really clean. Like I love salads. I eat them all the time, but so I don't really feel like I need this. And so she diagnosed me with a ton of different food allergies. The list of what I could eat was so small in comparison to what I couldn't eat. And it felt like someone was taking a knife and carving out my intestines. I was like in a ton of pain. I've also been in several car accidents to where I had so much like skeletal muscular damage and just chronic pain in my body that I couldn't get out of bed. And I was just in pain all the time. And at 22, laying in bed, like not seeing the rest of my future, I was like, I can't live the rest of my life. This is ridiculous. And so this was about, I think, a total of like 7 years of just like not really any answers, and yeah, just really depressed and anxious and just without a solution. And so I wish I'd listened to that first naturopath doctor when she told me about it, but a friend was generous enough to share again the power of these concentrated whole foods. And she told me the story of her son and how it had helped him with all his food allergies. And so it gave me hope that it could help me. And so now that I've been on it for 3 years, I'm so excited to say that I went from going to my chiropractor multiple times a week just for chronic pain management to now I can go monthly, which is hours back into my day. Plus I'm not in pain, which just drains your energy and you're not as pleasant to be around. I've been able to reverse almost all of my food allergies, so I can eat those foods that once they had me crawling on the floor in so much pain. I can eat them and I just have that peace of mind knowing that my body is able to process. It can heal itself. Not to say that this can cure anything, but it's amazing what your body is capable of when we give it the right things. And so, really, truly, this has changed my life in ways that I didn't even know were possible. And I'm so, so, so grateful in being able to reverse those disease things. I know that my future for disease is very minimal because of this. So with that, I will go ahead and go back to my slides and share those with you. So this is the product that I was talking about. So the one simple change Heather and I both have made is that we've added these concentrated fruits and vegetables to our diet every day. It's called Juice Plus. And it's 30 different raw vine ripened fruits and vegetables in a capsule or chewable. And the vine ripening part is super important because, like I showed you earlier, a lot of the fruits and vegetables in the store today that we buy are not allowed to vine ripen. So we're missing out on that nutrients that is supposed to be in there. So if a fruit is allowed to vine ripen the last 2 to 3 days, it has all of that awesome produce. The other cool thing about this is that after the produce is picked, it's juiced and dried, more like pulverized, like a blender, and then put into, they dry it at a really low temperature to preserve the nutrients. So you're getting the pit, the seeds, the peel, and all, like 80% of the vitamin C in an orange comes in the peel. And I don't know about you, but I'm not eating any orange peels. So I'm normally not getting all those nutrient dense part of the plant. And so I love this because, you know, same thing with the pineapple stem, that's where the nutrient part is there. So, and it's important to get the rainbow, that wide variety of produce every day, to help us bridge that gap. So the other thing that Heather and I both do on a daily basis is our complete protein shake. And I love this. I crave it every day. It's so good for my digestion. So this comes in chocolate and vanilla. It's a vegan, gluten-free, whole food protein, fiber, amino acid, fruit and vegetable shake. So it can be like a post-recovery workout or a meal or a midday snack. It's super great, and it also comes in a bar form. But this would be like the macronutrients. So that's going to be like your carbs and proteins, whereas the fruits and vegetables in a capsule is going to be more like the micronutrients. So if you think of like gas and oil in a car, you need both to have a running car. Both are really important, but they're different. So these are all the different fruits and vegetables that you can have, which I normally am not going to eat alfalfa sprouts and radish sprouts and things like this. So it's just amazing to be able to get that many awesome fruits and vegetables in your body every day. So 50 different plants. Can you imagine just flooding your body, how good you could feel? And it tastes really good. So why this is really unique, there's a ton of different products out there. One, this is unique because it's not a vitamin. It has a nutrition facts label. So the government recognizes this as food. It's going to be the same label that you would see on the bag of a frozen broccoli in the grocery store. So that means your body is going to absorb it because it recognizes it as food. The other thing is that it is NSF certified. So this is a private company that comes in and certifies all the produce to be sure that what is on the label is actually in the product. They test for pesticides, mold, bacteria, stimulants. They go above and beyond the organic standard for that. So Juice Plus is safe for all ages, anyone who's pregnant, nursing, moms, children, elderly, and even professional athletes. It's also kosher. And it's also the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world, with over 38 peer-reviewed medical journals, which is super important. So like if you were to ask Siri what's the most nutritional brand name product in the world, this would come up. So I love being able to stand behind all of the clinical research. So it's not just Heather and I's stories, but it's actually been done by Yale University, MD Anderson Cancer University, like these top-notch universities have done studies on this to say like, oh, it actually does decrease your inflammation and help your immune system and all these other things. So I'll get into that in a little bit. But Juice Plus is set apart from other nutritional products because of the research. It's been around for over 20 years and done at institutes, like I said, some of the top institutes in all over the world and internationally.
Yeah. And Jen, can I comment on that really quickly?
Sure.
So I, of course, people that know me really well know that I'm like a super skeptical person. Like I research everything before I buy anything. Austin's the same way. Like, when we bought the Tesla, it was like researching everything about it, everything you need to know about it. Anytime we buy a new product or bring, cleaning products into our house, we want to know everything about what's in it and making sure that we're making the best choice for ourselves and our lifestyle and our bodies. And so when Jen shared with me just how many medical journals had done studies or had something published about Juice Plus. And then I did my own like personal research, like deep diving in the internet. Like, what do doctors have to say about this? Like, what do naturopaths have to say about this? You know, what are people's actual experience with this? Is this just, you know, some nutritional product, some shake that somebody's pushing, or is it legitimate? The research really is there and stands behind it, which is why I got on board. I was like, there's no way that this is like not going to make a change and a difference in my life. Not just based on, you know, I trust Jen and love her and love like hearing her health journey because it's so similar to mine, but also because there are so many people in the medical community out there and so many doctors and like medical students that have done research on this and shown just how it can decrease inflammation and like ways in which it's improved people's lives in like removing chronic disease and illness from their lives, which is huge because you don't usually find that with like just a bottle of vitamins off the shelf.
I didn't know that. That's so great. I'm so glad that the research stuck out to you. It definitely influenced me. So I love that it influenced you. So speaking of the research, this is what it has been proven to do. There's multiple studies on all of these. So one, that it's bioavailable. So it's going to get into your bloodstream immediately, whereas vitamins are just expensive pee. You just pee out almost all of it. Cardiovascular wellness. There's a really cool study they did on taking people to McDonald's and measuring the blood vessels after a high-fat meal. So I can go into more of that if you want. Immune health, so balancing your immune system, safe for anyone who has an autoimmune, helps protect your DNA. This one's my personal favorite just because of all of my food allergies, and anyone with a chronic disease or like high blood pressure runs in your family, like your DNA is not your destiny in that. You don't have to end up with being on high blood pressure medication just because your family is. Like, that is totally reversible. Reduces oxidative stress, supports healthy skin. It increases the hydration, thickness, and circulation of your skin, so younger looking skin. Healthy gums, inflammatory response. So Michelle, I know you're having surgery. It can totally help speed up that recovery process and just lower the inflammation so your body can do its job. They did a study on cancer survivors, ovarian cancer survivors, which is amazing. They also did people with diabetes. They did a study on that, and lung health for smokers. So just amazing things happen to the body. So this is also really cool. We have the Healthy Starts Our Family study, which is a way that children ages 4 to undergraduate and college can receive Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years with a sponsoring adult. And these are some of I think they've had over 1 million families involved in this study over the years, and it's just a testament to that Juice Plus really does inspire healthy living around the world. And I love that children crave more fruits and vegetables when being on this, so we're changing their taste buds and helping them be healthier in that way. So love this. We sponsor my my godson and my husband's nephew. So we also want to encourage people to eat more fruits and vegetables. So obviously this is going to these capsules help us bridge the gap from what we know we should be eating to what we actually eat every day. But it's also important to, actually eat fruits and vegetables as well. So we want you to grow your own, and we offer the Tower Garden, which uses 98% less water and space while yielding 30% more crop than a traditional organic garden, and it grows 3 times faster. I literally went on vacation with just like babies and came back to like a full-fledged garden. I was like, whoa! Like, I have this giant zucchini out there that I can show you when we're done if we want. And honestly, my husband hates eating anything green or good for you, like vegetable, and he will go to the Tower Garden and just like pick off lettuce and eat it because it tastes so much better. Like, it's crazy. Okay, so I get a little excited about that. We also have this amazing Omega blend. So this played such a huge role in me being able to go from the chiropractor like multiple times a week to monthly. I did not realize how important, like if you take a fish oil, omegas are. And this is really unique because it's a completely plant-based omega, and it's a full spectrum. So most fish oils are just omega-3s. This is going to be, there's no fish. They go straight to the source of the algae, which is what fish eat to give you the omegas. And you get omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So we really believe in that full spectrum makes a big difference. And I know that I have seen a huge difference also in my mental clarity. Like I can immediately notice if I've forgotten to take them, my mental clarity will be totally off. My brain's not firing as fast and as sharp as it normally is. But even if you are already taking a plant-based omega, they spent 10 years developing this capsule, which is super unique. It snaps into place, whereas most fish oils and or omegas are sealed with heat, which means it's starting to go bad already. And how long has it been sitting on the shelf before it actually gets into your body? So it's probably already rancid. So that was super important to me, the quality of how they process those oils that are really delicate so that they don't go bad is a big deal to me. And then we have our program that incorporates all of this together, which Heather and I both do. I do this monthly with all our community, and this is just a jump start to really help people take their health back. It's not about like shredding 10 pounds. It's about shredding bad habits that don't serve you for 10 days and adopting healthier habits along the way. You're part of a super supportive community and receive like free resources to help you do that. So I can go into more details about that. So yeah, this is really affordable when you think about it. For less than a gourmet cup of coffee, you can have these capsules and flood your body with over 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries. You can get a kid to sponsor a child for free, and the shakes are only about $2 as well. And it's just a part of my grocery budget every day. So to me, it's priceless.
Yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to comment on. And in, the beginning of my journey with Jen telling me about these products, of course, like anybody that knows me knows that I'm super into my spreadsheets. Like I'm a numbers gal. I work in the insurance industry. Like numbers are my thing. Like that's what we do all day. So for me, like I sat down in all of my research and was like, okay, if I were to go to the grocery store, that's my neighborhood grocery store, and I were to buy like all of the organic, high quality produce items that I needed to mimic what I would be getting out of a Juice Plus capsule every day, how much would I need to buy? How much time would that take me out of my week having to go to the grocery store every couple of days, because produce isn't just going to last in my fridge for an entire month of everything that I needed to support my life and Austin's. And I crunched the numbers, and it was like a no-brainer at that point, because I knew, one, that I'm not going to eat that many servings of vegetables in a day, and I really need to bridge the gap, because we can, do everything with our best intentions, but in all reality, doing that is like a lot of eating all day long, and it's a lot of food prep and a lot of time, and we live in a very busy society where people just don't have time for that. But also it's so much more cost effective to be able to get that many different types and a wide variety of produce that may not always be in season, may not always be available at your local grocery store in the area that you live in. For me, that was like, oh, well, there you go. Like the cost comparison is like a no-brainer.
Yeah. I used to be anemic before, my blood work showed that I was anemic before being on Juice Plus. And then they did my blood work again after I'd taken it, and I wasn't anemic anymore. And I asked my friend why that was, and she said, because when you eat a food that's high in vitamin C with a food that's high in iron, your body can actually absorb more iron. And that's true for all kinds of things. There's this synergy when you pair all these different, what Heather talked about, the wide variety. When you pair different foods together, like turmeric and black pepper, your body can absorb more of the benefits that way. And so that wide variety comes into play. So I like to say it's like not 1 + 1 does not equal 2, it actually equals 3 with that wide variety. So you're getting more of the benefits than you would. So I hope that this has inspired you to make some kind of change to your health, whether that's just drinking more water, or maybe you choose to have that salad when you're out at a restaurant, that this information has encouraged you. Heather, I will send Heather the free resources that we have offered. So we have free cookbooks, health trending webinars, and a couple other fun like home workouts and things that are totally free to you for hearing this information. And but I also, if this has inspired you and you want to add Juice Plus to your diet, if you want to get 30 different plants in your body for less than a gourmet cup of coffee a day, I'd encourage you to talk to Heather about that. You know, she would love to give you more information if you have more questions. Or maybe you sat through this information and you thought of someone. You're like, oh my gosh, I wish that my aunt or my sister or my boyfriend's cousin could have heard this. Like, we would absolutely love to send them a video that entails all this information, or we're going to have another event like this, then we can invite them on too. So if you thought of someone, we would love to share this information because it really has impacted our health, and know that it can make a difference in your loved ones as well. So thank you again. We want to respect your time. So I'm going to go ahead and end this for tonight. But thank you so much for hearing our stories and listening to this information. We really appreciate you.